Good evening, everybody. We're on Bluetooth Talk, and I think I hear a little echo. You hear echo, Carolyn?
I hear echo.
Okay, so um
Let me
do
turn
you
my
have
phone.
any earpods? Or
What? Let me turn. Maybe it's my phone.
yeah, your phone. If your phone on, it's too loud. It's probably too loud.
Okay, I'm turning it off.
Okay, so just a little bit more echo. Let me see. Let me get my earphones. Okay, let me see. It's still a little bit more echo. So let me put these earphones in and see if I can dismiss that. Hello?
Yes,
It's better?
it's okay with me.
I can hear echo. I can hear echo in my ear, but that's fine.
Okay.
Anyway, so we on Blue Table Talk tonight. We're gonna talk about the Constitution Amendment. And so I have with me tonight, I have Carolyn Guidry, and who's running for county judge, but her election comes up in November. But we're gonna talk to her in a little bit. But if you guys come on and y'all hear any echoes, you let me know in the comment section so we can so I can get Carolyn to get some earpods. You said do you have any earpods?
Uh, Not handy, no.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna try to see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have tonight we having two propositions, but we have Carolyn Gidget. So hey Carolyn, thank you for coming on tonight.
You're most welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah, anytime I ask Carolyn to do something for me, she's more than willing to help, and that's what people need to do. If I ask her to come on to speak on something, I always can count on her to do that for me. So, like I said, tonight we're talking about the propositions. And how many propositions do we have, Ms. Guidry?
Okay, well, you made me do my homework actually. There's two constitutional amendment propositions, and then there's also a proposition A for the Sabine Nature's Navigation District. So all in all, we have three
Right.
propositions on the ballot.
Oh, okay. So, can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, the first two are our constitutional amendment propositions. And these are the ones that were passed late in the legislature that did not make it on time to be on the ballot last November when we had our constitutional amendments. So I guess they thought these were so important that it dictated to have a special election to vote on these two, which I find very interesting. One of the things that you need to know that it had a slight bipartisan vote to get it to meet the 2/3 to even be on the ballot. So we didn't have a whole lot of Democrats that looked like they were in favor of these propositions when I looked at the roll call as such, if the roll call was accurate, when I looked at it on the line. So anyway, the two propositions are dealing, of course, with the ad valorem taxes. The first proposition, a constitutional amendment authorizing the legislature to provide for the reduction of the amount of limitation on the total amount of ad valorem tax that may be imposed for general elementary and secondary public school purposes on the residence homestead of a person who is elderly or disabled to reflect any statutory reduction from the preceding tax year in the maximum compressed rate of the maintenance and operation taxes. That's a lot of language.
That's a lot of, yes.
They want to give the elderly and disabled kind of like a tax break, your ad valorem taxes that's affected by your school district. But you have to remember that when they do that, also that they will not be sending all of your tax money to the school district. And what they're saying is that the state will subsidize that money that's not being paid by the taxpayer. Well, the thing about that is that we have to know for a fact that that's actually what they're going to do, because that's just like when we went into the lottery, all the lottery money was supposed to be designated to go toward the school district. And yet and still we've never seen that money invested in the school district as such. So you have to wonder if they give us a break, and it's a small break, if they give us a break on our ad valorem taxes, and I'm talking about us, senior citizens, elderly people, or disabled people, how is that going to affect our school district, which is already deeply affected by the lack that they're getting, that they're able to provide to the teachers, their raises as such, So I'm a little bit concerned about it. I know it's a good bill for the elderly. Everybody wants to save money these days, but on the long term, I don't know that it's going to do us any justice, especially when it comes to our children and our future.
So do they want to lower the tax, or do they want to raise the tax?
They want to lower the taxes for the elderly and the disabled. And even on the second proposition, what they want to do is they want to put a cap on those taxes, like anything over, you'll get a tax break of $44,000 exemption on your homestead, $25,000 to $40,000 automatically. Say if your house is say $70,000 and they give you a tax free to $40,000, and you'll only be paying taxes to the school district on that other $30,000.
Right, because they said the Constitutional Amendment increasing the amount of the residents' homestead exemption for ad valorem taxation for public school purpose from $25,000 to $40,000.
Right.
So, as far as the listening audience, would you think they should vote against that or for that?
Well, I can only tell you what I'm going to do. I never try to tell people how to vote, because that's your right to vote. And everybody should study. We have resources out there. You can go to the Women League of Voters. You can go to Texas Legislation Online and read some more about the bills for yourself. But personally, I am voting no on those first two amendments, Proposition 1 and Proposition 2.
Right.
And I have some concern that they thought, with a bipartisan vote, that it was so important that they push a special election just to vote on these two amendments, when they should have, if they were that good of amendments, to me, they would have been brought forward to the table to be voted on in last November, when we voted on all the rest of the constitutional amendments.
Yeah. Well, I pulled up the ballot last night. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. When I pulled up the ballot last night and I read on it, and I was looking at it about the disabled and the veterans and everything, and I'm like, are they really serious? Because a lot of people, if they don't really read this and understand this, they're just going there and vote for and then don't know what they're doing.
Well,
so
they've always written the constitutional amendments where the language is very misleading in a lot of ways. I'm gonna say misleading in a lot of ways. And what I find surprising, when I looked at the roll call when this bill was actually going before the House of Representatives and the Senate, our two state reps were absent for the vote.
Right.
Our state rep Desertil and our state rep Dave Phelan. When on the roll call, it shows them to be absent for that vote. So I'm thinking, like, if this was important to our community, it seemed like they would have been there to vote on it. So that makes me a little leery also. What are they actually trying to do with this bill that's hidden? What's the hidden agenda behind these two propositions?
Right. So like I said earlier, we won't be on here long, but we just want to let you know about these propositions that's going on. And early voting started Monday, and the election day will be May the 7th. This is only for the amendments, because it's two elections. So then we have the election for the runoff, which would be May the 16th, and the election day would be May the 24th. So don't get them confused. Right now, they're just in there for the amendment only.
Right.
So
now I do want to talk about the Proposition A, which is also on the ballot, and that's put on by the Sabine Navigation District, and they're trying to do a proposition like for a bond amendment to increase the size of our waterways.
Yes.
Of course, that will definitely benefit our port.
Yes.
Because now the larger vessels will be able to come all the way in, because right now, depending on the size of the vessel, sometimes they have to dock out sea, and they have to offload there and then bring them in on smaller vessels. So with the widening of the Sabine area navigation district, that would allow our port to be more accessible to even the larger vessels. And we are the second busiest port, I think, in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we have that military base coming through here.
Right.
I think that amendment is very important. That's Proposition 8 on the ballot, and I'm definitely going to vote for that because we need
right.
Increase. And not only that, that'll bring additional workers in our area at the port. We have to be concerned about our longshoremen and all the work that they do and such. So I think that's a very good Proposition 8.
Right. Okay, so what did you say about the proposition for the, or are you going to go into for the city of Port Arthur? You're not going to go into that, or are you just going for the one for Beaumont?
No, I'm not that familiar with anything for the city of Port Arthur. I didn't even know they had propositions. They have propositions on their ballot.
They have.
I know they're voting for their mayor right now.
Right, they're voting for the mayor, and they're voting for a board of trustees.
Right.
So they only have like one proposition on their ballot.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's talking about the land. I saw it on television the other night, and it's talking about their land, some of the land that they have. And
is that about the sale for the pier?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what that's about.
You know, to me, that's kind of like personal to people that's been from the Port Arthur area for years, and you know, that's gonna be a tough.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah. So I haven't been involved with that. Don't know that much about it to speak on it, but
right.
I know it's important that whatever the issues are, just make sure you get out, read up on it, and try to vote to the best of your ability with the knowledge that's been presented to you or that you found out for yourself.
Right. Most of all, we want you to get out and vote.
Right.
Most of all. And for those of you who are on the line right now, if you have a question for Ms. Guidry before we shut it down about these propositions that you do not understand, you need her to reemphasize on it, please come on and let us know. Give us a comment. Let us know before we go off the air, because we hadn't planned on being here long. She has things to do. I'm interrupting her schedule.
That's okay. That's all right.
And so she was just kind enough to come on with us to help us to go along with these Proposition A, Proposition 1, and Proposition 2, and Proposition A. So, like she said, we just only doing opinions. We're not telling you what to do.
No.
It's just opinionated. So it's up to you to choose what you want. If you want to vote for it, vote for it. If you want to vote against it, vote against it. She's saying this is her opinion. Because I want you going out and saying, well, Ms. Guidry said.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It just depends on where you sit. Some of us want to save our pennies today, and some of us want to save our pennies for a rainy day. So that's how I look at it. It's just
right.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you need to talk to us about tonight, Ms. Guidry?
No, but I'm glad we got to talk about the constitutional amendments. That's very important. And of course, the upcoming runoff election is also very important. We'll make sure everybody get out and vote, and know that even if you did not vote in the primary election, if you're registered to vote, you can still vote in this runoff election.
Right. Let me ask you a question before we jump off the air. Where can they vote? Because you can't vote everywhere this time. Where can they vote?
No, they can vote at the 5 locations I just told you about: John's Library, the courthouse, Nederland, Marion Hughes Library in Nederland, Port Arthur Sub Courthouse, Port Arthur Library, and Rogers Park, of course. Each commissioner is going to only have one early voting location besides the main location. It's always got to be open. But for this election, each commissioner only have one, whereas, like I said, for the larger elections, they'll have the 2. And that's when you see John Paul Davis is in there, and Precinct 1 or JP4 is added to it, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so it's only those 6 locations that can you vote at for this runoff election and for the Constitution Amendment election.
Right. And you know who's the runoff is Kristen Manu and Joseph Trahan for the state representative.
That's right.
And that's all. That's gonna be on a ticket.
Yeah, and I really hadn't even looked at the ballot yet. I think there are some additional races on there. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, I need to go back and look at the ballot, review
Right.
it. It's time for me to vote. So
Right.
my advice is always, before you get ready to go to the poll, study that sample ballot and make sure what your choices are when you go in there, and then vote your conscience.
And then friend says she missed the discussion for Proposition 1 and 2, but she can watch the video again. Yeah. We want to thank you for even watching it, coming on to watch it. But if you're going to watch again, you'll hear about what she said about both propositions, and like she said, and her opinion on what she think about both of them, and what she thought about the Sabine Neches River, the Sabine Neches Navigation District.
Right, and Deborah, they can Google it. If they just Google the 2022 Constitutional Amendments, they should be able to go to resources through the Texas Tribune that will give them the fors and against opinions of other legislators and stuff like that. So I'm a Google queen.
Me too.
When you called me and said we were talking about doing the amendments, I said, oh, well, let me get online and do my homework, because I hadn't done my homework yet. So I'm glad to be able to do it, because I needed to know I will be going vote.
Yeah. So like I said, voting started Monday, April 25th, and is running to May the 3rd. Election day is May the 7th. That's for the amendment. Then they're gonna come back again for the runoff election, which will be May 16th, and the election day would be May the 24th. So guys, we like she said, she had her job to do. You have a job to do now. And let's go vote.
Oh, and Deborah, you know what? I wanted to caution people, because sometimes when we have those two elections back to back like that, they may get their envelopes confused if they are recipients of a mail ballot. Make sure that you put your mail ballot in the right envelope, because it will tell you constitutional amendment, or it will tell you primary runoff. So make sure your ballot is in the right envelope for the right election when you get ready to send those in, if you are the recipient of a mail ballot.
Right.
Because it could be possible that you're in possession of both of those ballots right now.
And so if it's in the wrong ballot, what happens? And it's coming in early, what happens?
Possibly it'd be rejected. I'm not quite sure. It depends on the people that's handling that part of the process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like I said, y'all be careful about what you're doing. But right now, they're making it even tough for people to vote.
Yes.
So we have people in place that are here to help you guys and take advantage of it. Because first of all, Miss Gidget didn't have to come on tonight, but she was so gracious to come on. And as a matter of fact, she even one while back she was saying, "Are we going to talk about the Constitution meeting?" I said, "Yeah," but it slipped my mind, until election day. I'm like, "Oh my!" And I called her last night, night for that, and I said, "We forgot. We got to do these amendments." She said, "Okay," So I appreciate her very much, and the things that she's doing. But remember, she's running also in November, so y'all get y'all stuff together. She's. As a matter of fact, can I talk about your fundraiser that you have right now? May I?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so she has a fundraiser going on right now. It's line dance. Well, let her tell you about it. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to be having an event at the new Sarah Street Event Center. If you haven't been there, it's a beautiful facility, and we are so looking forward to it. And it's going to be a dance. But before the dance, we're going to be teaching line dancing, zydeco, and swing out for those that want to come out and learn. So the dance starts at 7. The lessons will start at 7 to 8, and then after 8, we'll proceed with the dance. And hopefully you have gotten enough to learn to get on the floor and do a little jamming. So it will be at the Sarah Street Event Center on June the 11th, starting at 7 p.m. The donation is only $20. Want you to come out and have fun. We will have setups available. It is a BYOB affair. We're going to have Chopper, our DJ. We got a great DJ coming out. So we're just looking forward to just having some good old clean fun. learning how to dance. Deborah's the line dance pro. She's going to be teaching. Kenneth Grimes is also going to be teaching Zydeco and Swing Out for us. So we're excited about it. We want everybody to come out and have a good time. It's so nice to be able to bond again since we've kind of eased up a little bit of all this COVID stuff, that you can actually get together and have a little camaraderie now. So we want everybody to come out, make your donation, $20 for my campaign for county judge, and we will have fun. Just come on out.
And throughout the year, she's been doing a lot of fundraising. So when you hear about fundraising for county, support her, please, because she's trying to build her up of her donations and everything. So if you need tickets for the dance, yours truly got them, girl.
Yeah.
Guy and boy and man.
Yeah, well, myself.
Yeah, I got those tickets. So hit me up. You hit me up on Facebook in my messenger. Right. And then I says, all right, ladies, I will be there with my dancing shoes. All right, Nick. All right, Nick. Buy my ticket, girl. $20 for donations, $20. And so with nothing else been said, I appreciate you so much, so much, Miss Carolyn Guidry, for coming on tonight, talking about the Constitution. Don't forget to get out there and vote, guys. Always. This is your right. Don't let nobody take your rights from you. This is your right. This is your voice. Right. And so go out there and vote and get these constitutional amendments. If you're gonna say nay, say nay. If you're gonna say yes, say yes. And whatever you say, okay, Beverly, you just look at the video over. Whatever you say, is your choice. Your choice. But we already put it out there for you. God bless you. God keep you as my prayer. Don't forget to go out there and vote. Election is going on right now. At John's Library, at the courthouse, Rogers Park, and John's Library. John's Library. Mm-hmm. Get out there and vote, y'all. Yes. Okay, guys. Good seeing you. Smooches.
Peace out.
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Okay, love.
Beautiful day.
Have a beautiful day. Love you too, Ned.